If you live in Arizona, in or around the Phoenix area, and you're considering bankruptcy, you'll love this tip from Christy Thompson of ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.
I can't afford to pay my debt, so what can I expect to happen now?
Well, one of the hallmarks, one of the starting points for bankruptcy is actually stopping paying your debts. Those debts that you intend to discharge in bankruptcy, you need to stop paying them. And the reason being is that bankruptcy has what they call a preference code. And so what that means in practical terms is, say, for example, I really like Macy's, and I always pay on my Macy's every month. But I just cannot pay on my Visa. It's just too expensive for me, too much. So I've stopped paying on that. Now I'm considering bankruptcy, and the bankruptcy court looks back 90 days and says, well, what creditors were you paying and what creditors weren't you paying? Because in the bankruptcy court's opinion, those monies that I was paying to Macy's, that $30 payment I was making monthly, actually should have gone to all of my creditors. And they will actually, the bankruptcy court will look back and the trustee will say, Ms. Thompson, give us back that $30 so we can distribute it. So, very good rule of thumb, stop paying within 90 days of filing your bankruptcy. Now, a lot of my clients, that really bothers them because, of course, the last thing they want to do is file bankruptcy. And their greatest concern is, how could I pay this debt? And I'm advising this because this will make their bankruptcy go so much better. But if they are considering not paying and they're not really in a position to maybe file bankruptcy, they have a few other things going on, this is what you could expect in the credit collection process. The original creditor will call you. They can call your family. They can call anything that was placed on the original credit application, so your place of employment. And they can call as often as they want. Now, they will do that for about 60 to 90 days, trying to get you to pay something, okay? That will go on. After 90 days, typically what will happen is the account will be sold to a debt collector, someone who actually buys debt. And they also have the same rights to contact you, okay? Now, if they don't get anywhere with those attempts, about 180 days after, you can expect to get a lawsuit. Now, in practical terms, it usually needs to be a debt of a few $1,000s. I don't typically see lawsuits for less than $1,000, but I do see a fair amount of lawsuits that about $2,000 and above. Now, the reason they're going to be suing you is because they want to garnish your wages. They want to place a lien on your house. Of course, it has to have equity for that to work for them. And also, they can hit your checking account. So when you're doing direct deposit, bear in mind, if you're being sued, that's an avenue for them to take monies from. Now, once a lawsuit is filed, of course, they're going to seek a judgment to do the things that I just talked about. That's what you can expect when you have stopped paying your credit cards and a fair amount of time has gone by. But you have to remember, it's a rather lengthy process, Cindy. It's at least 6 months or longer from when you've stopped, if you would even anticipate receiving a judgment. Now, there are some things that you can do to stop creditors from contacting you. Of course, the one that I like the most and I think is the most effective, obviously, without fail, is bankruptcy. But for some of my clients, actually being in collections helps them qualify for bankruptcy. I presently have a client who, once she's been garnished, she will qualify for bankruptcy. And what that means to her is she'll be discharging $200,000 worth of debt. Now, she just needs one garnishment to fall into the bankruptcy category of a Chapter 7. That will lower her income to get her there. Kind of a painful process to be garnished, but on the other hand, if it would allow you to qualify for Chapter 7, I think it's a great payoff. Those are some of the things that you can expect with debt collectors and the process that you can expect here in Arizona.
Thanks, Christy. We appreciate you answering our questions. If you have specific questions for Christy or would like to find out more about filing for bankruptcy in or around Phoenix, Arizona, visit Christy's website at ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.